All right, this Hangout on Air is live. Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Chuck Boulay, and for many of you, I'm your sponsor, and for many of you, I'm not. Welcome to the Beyond Your Dream Team and Totally Empowered Team's weekly webinar, weekly Google Hangout. And I do apologize for our late start. We had some serious technical issues. Uh, our Webinar Jam software has completely changed their format, layout, and frankly, I couldn't figure out how to get us started. And as you can see, um, I'm still getting basically set up. I'm shutting my phones off and whatnot. But anyway, we will push forward. We will move forward. Joe Zabrowski is with us right now. Excellent. And first of all, let me make sure that we're in the right place and that people are coming on. Bear with me just for a minute. Let me enable the chat box. Okay, looks like we got some people coming on. That's good. At least that part worked. And again, I do apologize. Some serious technical issues that no one anticipated, but as Glenn just said, we're not the first webinar to ever start late, and I seriously doubt if we'll be the last one. So I'd like to welcome everyone here. I'd like to begin, as I do every week, with introducing our panel of guests tonight. First and foremost on my left is Mr. Glenn Fox. Hey, Glenn, say hi.
It's wonderful to be here, whether we're early or late. We're glad we could join you tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Better late than never. And also joining us is my sponsor, Mr. Joseph Zabrowski, the leader of the Beyond Your Dream Team of Empower Network and Instant Payday Network. Hey, Joe, how you doing tonight, bud?
Dang, let's hang. That's it.
Okay, I'm glad you could join us. I'm really glad you could join us. And certainly, last but certainly not least, is my good buddy and hotshot himself, our West Coast or our Western U.S. Leader, Mr. Norman Yap. Hey, Norm, how you doing, buddy boy?
Hey guys, how you doing? It's great to be here tonight. We're gonna learn a lot, so let's go ahead.
Norm, you're having a great week, man. You've had a great couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. I have to agree. So
excellent, excellent. A little bit of housekeeping. On the right, you should see a chat box normally in there. Someone's already put up a sticky. Good deal. Thanks, guys. The advantage of having a team. People are always watching your back. For those of you that don't know or maybe here for the first time, there is a chat section on the right. I'd like you to all say hello. Tell us where you're from. You can ask questions there. If we don't answer your question right off the bat, one of two things is happening. Either we're running a little behind on the questions, or we're going to save your question and ask it at some point during the webinar because we think it's a good question to answer for everybody. And I'm going to grab my notepad here so I can make some notes. Like to welcome Charles and Derek and Catherine and just everybody. Thanks for being here tonight. It's going to be a great webinar. We're going to continue with the roundtable discussion. Norman's got some slides for us, but tonight we're going to go back to our roots. We're going to do some instant payday training, and as everybody may or may not be aware, Instant Payday's made some changes, just like Empower Network has made some changes, and they've changed some point values to some of the free offers, which means that now anyone who's new or people that you're signing up now may have to do an extra offer or two in order to qualify for Express and Double My Cash freebies. And those point values that are assigned to the free offers are not arbitrary numbers. Those numbers are mathematically calculated based on the compensation that LFK Products, who is the owner of Express My Cash freebies and Double My Cash freebies, those numbers are based on the compensation that they get from which we are paid. We're paid our commissions. So it's not like someone just arbitrarily assigned a point value to each of those offers and said, let's make it as easy as possible, or let's make it as difficult as possible for people to qualify for instant payday. It's actually based on the amount of money that the vendor pays LFK Products or My Cash freebies, from which they pay us. So those numbers have been adjusted for the most part down, not too much, but just a little bit. But on the positive note, what they've done is that they've constructed an MLM type compensation system that I absolutely love. And what I mean by MLM compensation type system is that now they are paying residual income bonuses to sponsors, to you. If you sign someone up, you now get a bonus based on their production. And if someone is directly beneath you, in other words, someone that you have directly signed up, you get 15% of whatever they earn for one of their sign-ups. And even better than that, if someone signs up underneath that person, in other words, 2 levels down, you now get 10% of whatever they earn. If that third tier person finishes Express My Cash freebies and Double My Cash freebies, which I'm not sure why they wouldn't complete both, assuming that they're serious about making money online and they're serious about making this a business. Why would you go half in? But the long and short of it is that if someone signs up directly under you, you get 15% of that commission, and if someone 2 tiers down signs up, you get 10% of that commission. And that's something we didn't have before March. Personally, I've made a lot of money based on this new compensation system, and I love it. At first, I was a little hesitant about it. I don't know how you felt about it, Joe, or Norman, or Glenn. How'd you guys feel about it when you first heard about it?
I loved it from the beginning. It was just immediately like I was getting 15 residuals like right from the beginning, so I loved it.
Well, that's the thing. It started right away. It wasn't like they said, well, we're going to start this in 4 weeks or something like that. But almost the day they announced it, they put it in place. So we started getting checks right away, right into our PayPal account. How'd you feel about it, Norm?
I had my reservations about it, but that's because I don't think I build at the time that we started. I don't think I built a big enough team yet. But now it's just unbelievable. So it's like you wake up in the morning and all of a sudden you get emails of like you just made $4, $3.50, or all this other stuff. You're like, wow, this is kind of crazy. So it's nice. So. And
the thing is, it doesn't sound like much, but when you're getting 6 or 7 of those in the morning, and then you're getting 4 more in the afternoon, and then you're getting 6 or 7 more at night, it really adds up. And it's basically put in place. It was well. First of all, it was basically put in place to encourage us as sponsors to train our teams and to service our teams better. A lot of times, what was happening, not on this team, but a lot of times, what was happening was sponsors were signing people up and then they'd vanish. They'd turn into the invisible man and not so much as provide an email address. So a lot of people were getting into this business thinking that they were going to get a lot of help and be able to make a living doing it, or at least augment their living, augment their income, and they were being left high and dry. And customer service actually was getting a lot of questions that they shouldn't have been getting. How about you, Glenn? What was your first reaction?
Well, you recall there was a bit of a trade-off because we were being paid more than the standard commission. There was some kind of bonus involved. And so I wasn't really sure until we tried it out. But and any of you who've been in for a long time will know that. But if you have been in only really for the last 6 months, then that's not something that affected you at all. However, you don't have to have very many people under you for the residual bonuses to outweigh what they were paying us before, and for you to make a whole lot more. So it's proven to be a much more lucrative system or profitable system than what they were doing for us before.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I agree. I think it's turned out to be a much more lucrative system than we had before. Now, Glenn mentioned a bonus. At one point, they were paying us bonuses instead of production-based bonuses like they do now. And but the thing was, those bonuses were never guaranteed, and there were points when the bonus was rescinded, and we didn't get them. And they were relatively short periods while they got their ducks in a row. But the fact of the matter is, those bonuses were not guaranteed at any time, so they could be taken away at any time. But this now. This new structure, which, by the way, you have to sign up for. If you have not signed up for this, you literally need to get on the Express or Double My Cash Freebies website and authorize them to pay you for these bonuses. It's not automatic, ladies and gentlemen. You have to make sure that you've agreed to that in your compensation plan. And it's been a while since I've done it, but I know you can do it on either the Express My Cash Freebies or Double My Cash Freebies website. But you have to make sure that you go to either one and look for the little green box that I believe is on the orders page. Is that correct, Joe?
No, I think it's on the profile page, isn't
Profile.
it?
Okay.
It's under profile.
Right. And it's a green box, so make sure you check that and that you agree, and you have that you have agreed to receive these bonuses. Because until you check that green box and make it active, you're not going to get these bonuses, and it's not retroactive. They will not go back and calculate what they quote unquote owe you. Up to that point. It becomes payable only upon your agreeing to do so. So if you're new or maybe not so new, make sure that you go in and agree to the bonus structure, and you check that box and you click on the button that says save my save this or activate this or whatever it says. It's been, like I said, it's been a while since I've done it, but just make sure that you do that. And that brings us to our main topic tonight, which is basically, how do I make more money with my cash freebies? And the fact of the matter is that because they have lowered these point values a tad, we're finding it a little more challenging getting people to complete offers and qualifying under Express My Cash Freebies and Double My Cash Freebies. Now, from the grand scheme of things, in my opinion, it's a drop in the bucket. It's really not a big deal at all. But psychologically, for a lot of people, because the point values have gone down, what it's done is given them a lot of negative thoughts. I've heard a lot of people complaining about it. They made it so hard to qualify. Well, the fact of the matter is, it's no harder to qualify now than it was before. In most instances, you don't even have to do any more offers. You just may have to do a bigger offer than you would have before. And unless you decide to keep that offer in force, what's the big deal compared to what you get in return? The marketing system, the autoresponder, the done-for-you emails, the Thursday night webinars, the coaching, the training that you get that's fully transferable. In other words, you can take the knowledge that we give you as sponsors and use it in other lines of business, whether it be iPass, whether it be Empower Network, or whether it becomes affiliate marketing, let's say, in the beginning. The fact of the matter is that anybody who knows my story has heard me say this over and over again. I spent literally tens of thousands of dollars trying to figure out how to become an internet marketer, and never made a dime off any of that investment. And what happened was I got involved in Instant Payday Network, met a guy by the name of Joseph Zabrowski, who had a pretty well-established team at that time, who took me under his wing and gave me a lot of quote-unquote secrets to how to make money online. And then all of a sudden, it was like somebody threw a switch in my brain. Everything fell into place, and I figured out, or I felt, how I could make money online for the first time in my life. After all that money that I had spent, all it took was 45 minutes on the phone with my sponsor, and some practice and some work, some good old-fashioned hard work, and I became what I consider myself today, an internet marketer, a professional internet marketer. And I couldn't be happier than anything. And I feel very fortunate in the fact that I did literally stumble upon Instant Payday, because let me just add one last thing, and then we'll move on to the Q&As and the training we wanted to do tonight. I had been involved with another company that I am going to name, and it's called Z&Z. Zip Nada Zilch, they called themselves. And they were a site, a free offer site, just like Instant Payday, in that they promised, now this is not what Instant Payday does, but Z&Z promised make hundreds of dollars a day for referring people to our website. All they have to do is complete free offers, and you get commissions. You get paid. Well, it sounds easy. I mean, it really is easy. It is something I knew I could do. The problem is they didn't give me, or they didn't give anyone, any kind of marketing background. They didn't give anybody any kind of marketing support. No. I would have been happy at that point. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, I would have been happy at that point with a few emails, done for you emails. So I could have gotten a flavor for what might work in a marketing email scenario, something I could send people. I mean, I would have been willing to buy my own autoresponder. I would have been, willing to write up more emails, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, they didn't even offer that. There was no such thing as a sponsorship team, team concert concept over there. So once again, I was frustrated, and I had just done all these free offers that I ended up having to cancel because I didn't really want anything. I'd gotten all my offers done for free, but I had no idea how to sell it. So a few months later, I come across Joe Zabrowski's video on YouTube that tells me about all of this stuff I can get if I just sign up with him. The autoresponder, the done-for-you emails, the coaching, access to him, his phone number, his email address, and all the other stuff that Instant Payday offers. Excuse me for a second. And the fact is that just like Z&Z, I knew I could do this, but I'd already gone through all of the free offers. I had already done the free offers with Z&Z, so I ended up having to spend, how much, Joe? Like, wow, $50 or $60 just to get my hands on the basic tools an internet marketer cannot live without. And those were all the things I mentioned before. But most of all, a coach, a mentor, obviously an autoresponder, and done for me emails, and a phone number to somebody I could call and ask questions of. And it cost me a whopping $60, I think it was. And I bought some knives. I bought, I can't remember everything I bought, but I do know that back then I had to do twice as many offers. I had to do 2 credits worth of offers. You guys now only have to do 1 credit worth of offers under each express and double my cash freebies. But I still use the knives. I kept the knives. I bought some ladies' cold cream. I mean, I didn't care what it cost me.
That was my recommendation on the cold cream, bro.
What's that?
My recommendation on the cold cream.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyway.
You really needed it. I can tell you've been using it.
No, I didn't. I haven't been using it. I sent it back the day I got it, as a matter of fact. But I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I can tell you don't use anything because you still got those bolts coming out of your neck.
Yeah.
So anyway, the fact is, my point is that I spent upwards of $60 just because I knew I could do this. If only I could get a little bit of help, and that's exactly what I got. And that was almost 2 years ago now, and it's still pretty much all I do is Instant Payday and Empower Network. And of course, about 3 weeks after I got into Instant Payday, I saw the Empower Network would give me, the ultra advanced training, advanced multiple.
Funny. You brought that up because I just got an email from one of the people that I sponsored, and they emailed me and told me that they just found someone from Z&Z also that wanted to move over, because they said this person did their offers and then got nothing after that, like no help, no order. They couldn't even find who the sponsor was after
Absolutely.
that. And so they asked me what should I do. I said just bring them over, have them start a new slate and help them. And she's like, okay, cool. So.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened. I bit the bullet, and I just dove in, and thank heavens for the team concept and the fact that I got a sponsor, and that sponsor was Joe Zabrowski, because basically everything I do in my team is mimic what Joe did for me, and that is, first and foremost, help people get what they want, and more than likely you will get what you want. So that's my little diatribe tonight. That's my little a story. I went way too long with it, but that's what happened, and there's so many resources that we give to our teams for free that it's just remarkable. So anyway, I'm going to shut up now and open this up. Let's open it up to the rest of you guys, and we're here to talk about how to get people to do their offers. Now everybody knows the process. We go out and promote our links, whether it be YouTube. Mainly, we're a YouTube video marketing organization here, so most of us do YouTube videos to promote our link. But regardless of how you decide to do your links or promote your links, that's up to you. That's peripheral to what we're going to talk about tonight. But let's just imagine now that someone has answered an ad or clicked on our link at the bottom of our video, and they go through the 2.5-minute video that Jeff gives at the very beginning. They do put in their name and their email. Then they're hit with this page, 7 pages now of offers. I think when I came in there were 2.5 pages of offers, and I had to do twice as many offers. I had to do 2 credits worth of offers when I first came in. What do we do now? Now what? And I think I have to start that with Glenn.
Could I take it before that for just 1 second? Because I do have something that
hey, Glenn,
that goes before that.
Glenn, honestly, if there's any way you can switch your microphone, it's a little difficult to hear.
I can't hear you too good either.
Okay, let me say this one thing, if you can hear me, and then I'll work on that while somebody else talks. Can you understand me now?
Yeah, I'm going to shut my camera off for just a second.
Virus database has been updated.
Go ahead, Joe or Norm. What do you guys?
Oh no. Go ahead, Norman.
No, so I mean, I literally let the system do its work on there because I just want to see where someone is at. So once they opt in, they're gonna go to the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 video site. So they're gonna be there. They're gonna see what's going on there. I want them to learn on there. I want them to go ahead and click on all the links on there. Especially the FAQ. That's the one that I think is the most powerful, but not underutilized, because most of the questions people have that they usually ask me, like, how does this thing work? How do we get paid? What do you do in order to get people to the system? All is pretty much shared in that FAQ to start out with. So if you have someone that comes in and they're asking you these questions, send them to the FAQ first, and then see what they do on there. So go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, that's a good point. I always say it when I do these webinars. So it's something I've been saying forever, is that there's a 2-step process, and that is the fundamental backbone of everything that we do. In that 2-step process, I think the title of this hangout tonight was "How to Double Your Sales in Cash Freebies" or something similar. The first step is to get people to do the marketing, to get people to come through your funnel, to come through the door, and it's just very simple. That's only half the job being done. Okay, the second step is to then take care of those people, and you literally will double your income in cash freebies if, when those people come through your door, if you take care of them, you will double your income. If you don't take care of them, you will lose about half of the income. You'll do the opposite of doubling your income. So it's very simple, you guys. I mean, Chuck was talking about how he was, how his life has changed with this. And if you're sitting there thinking, can I really make money online? Each of us on this panel have thought that same thing, and we all are. We're making some good money. And so the answer to your question is yes, you can make good money on this, and you will increase your chances of making really good money if you treat it like a business. You have that business entrepreneurial mentality, and you just look at it as a business. You treat it seriously. In any good business, I'm sure most of you know, if you go into Home Depot, they got people there taking care of The customers that walk in, if you go into any type of establishment, a big part of their success is taking care of your people. And you know what you're going to find out, and I told this to Chuck in the beginning, is that most people are pretty nice. I mean, they're pretty good, and the majority of people really don't want, they aren't asking for a whole lot. They just want to know that you're there, that you're a real person, that you got a phone number, and that they can call you if they need you. What I have found is that, the vast majority of people just want to know that you're there. Occasionally, you will get people that want you to hold their hand, and so you gotta strike your guidelines and keep comfortable, healthy guidelines, and let them know that. There's some people you're going to help more than others, and but basically, if you're just willing to help them, you'll find that it's not going to be as hard as you think. And if you can't help them, you always have your sponsor there. If you can't answer a question, there's nothing to get all uncomfortable about, because your sponsor is there. You just simply say to them, well, I don't know the answer to that, but just give me a few minutes and I'm going to find out and I'll get that answer for you. So it's really simple. There's nothing real complex about it. If you're sitting out there right now and wondering if you can do this, you really can. So anyways, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Okay.
Yes?
Chuck, do you hear me now?
Yes, you sound fantastic.
That's actually the mic I thought I was on before, and I was on one that I wasn't even close to. That's why you couldn't hear me.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Great.
what I was going to kind of start out with here, Chuck, was something that Joseph kind of addressed. What I wanted to say, our topic tonight is how to double your commissions in MyCash Freebies. Well, if your commissions right now are 0, it's really pretty easy to double them, but it's not going to help you a whole lot. So the first thing that you have to do is you do have to be marketing. So if you're not doing the marketing, that would be the place to start, and you should go to the training center of your sponsor, listen to their videos on exactly what you need to do, on how to start getting that link out there and making money. If you don't take the action, you're not going to make any money. But as Joe also said, if you will take the action, you will make money. Now, some people fall down in the place of not exercising patience and persistence. But if you do the things that we know that will work, and you keep doing them long enough, you will make money. So
can I interrupt for a real quick second with a technical statement? Real quick here. We talked about the FAQ page Norman mentioned. A lot of people don't even know where that is because it's below the fold on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll get on your landing page, which is the page with the 4 steps on it, and scroll down just one scroll, that's where your FAQs start. Okay, a lot of people don't know that, so I just wanted to throw that in so people know where the FAQs begin. It's right below the fold on the page. I'm sorry, Glenn, but a lot of people don't know, they don't realize that. It took me months to figure out, oh, that's where the FAQs are. So
and by the way, it helps to read them too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
A lot of you may not know, but Chuck is a proven successful YouTube marketer. He makes a lot of money marketing with YouTube. You're not going to get the kind of training that he provides for free from very many people. And so if you're on his team, go to his training center. Now, he said that he learned what he knows from Joe. Joe has on his training center an awesome variety of resources. Well, I learned what I learned from Chuck. So if you go to my training center, I've kind of condensed it all into 4 videos. If you follow those 4 videos step by step and keep doing it, you're going to make money. Now, Joe talked about keeping in touch with your people, and if you'll permit me 5 or 7 minutes here, Chuck, and do some screen share, I'll show people what I do to actually encourage people once they sign up in MyCash Freebies to go ahead and do something else. Will that work?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can. Now, The database that I use you don't have, but I'm just using it as an example to show you what I do. Before I set all this up in the database, I did it all manually, and it worked just fine that way, but the more you can automate things, the better. So when people sign up in MyCache Freebies, you will get an email that says that they signed up. Do you see my screen, Chuck?
Yes, sir.
Does it look all right?
It looks beautiful. I've never seen anything like it.
You'll get an email that says that they signed up. So then what you need to do is start contacting them. Like Joe said, they need to be contacted. But if you'll do it in a systematic way, you will increase your responses. Just the other day, I had somebody that first signed up in MyCache Freebies in December, and then they completed offers just the other day.
Now, Glenn,
Yes.
this thing we're looking at right now, this is something you've built, right?
Yes, but I'm going to use it just to show what I'm doing, and you don't need the database to do it.
Okay, right. I don't want people to panic because they can't find this.
Right.
This is something Glenn has taken the time to program, design, and build himself. But don't panic. You don't need anything this sophisticated, especially in the beginning. Go ahead, Glenn.
Yes, it just automates what I'm going to tell you. You can do what I'm going to tell you without the automation, and I did for months. I just decided I wanted to make it easier, and I would rather spend hundreds of hours. I'm not saying it took that long, but I'd rather spend hours automating something just for the fun of it, because I love the power of it when it's automated, rather than spend the time in actually doing it. So I can actually click a button every day and it sends out all my emails, but I did that manually for a long time. So when I was calculating percentages a long time ago, you need to kind of understand everybody that signs up is not going to do the offers. The percentages were somewhere in the range of 30% when I calculated them. But what you want to do is increase that number as much as you can. So the first thing I do is I send them an initial email here when they sign up with MyCache Freebies, and I get that registration notice. Chuck does the same thing with his, and I think he does it manually. I learned to do that from him. But then what I did is
not exactly, but nothing as sophisticated as yours.
No, but you do send them. You just send them an initial email, or at least you were in the earlier days.
Correct. Yes. Absolutely.
So then what I did, it took me a little bit of time, but I developed 5 emails that I send them, and the sequence is over a period. In other words, about every 2 days I send an email. So I have an email number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5, and that's going to take a couple of weeks at least to send it to them. If they have not responded from them, then I don't continue in this matter. You could, of course, add emails. Somebody says you need to contact people at least 7 times to get them to do something, but I have 5 here. Then the other email I have is one for those who have signed up in one of the MyCache Freebie sites. Like, for example, they sign up on Express, but they haven't done anything else. Then they would get this email from me the next day or within a couple of days. Then something I've just...
Is this in addition to the 7?
Yeah, I mean, this is, I mean, what Glenn's showing you right now is all in the automated system in Instant Payday,
Well,
in the autoresponder.
No, it really isn't, Joe, because...
That was my question.
That is for people who signed up in Instant Payday Network, and they're going to get those 7 emails. This is for people who signed up in MyCache Freebies. So they've already taken one more step, and it shows that they at least had enough interest to go and register in MyCache Freebies. Well, once they're registered, it's not all that hard to go ahead and complete offers, except they sometimes just don't know what to do. So this is 5 emails for people who already signed up. You're going to start out by saying...
Wait. Hey, Glenn, before you go any further, so are you saying you send the regular Instant Payday 7 auto-response messages, and in addition to that, you send this?
Yes, because what percentage of your people that sign up in Instant Payday Network actually sign up for MyCache Freebies?
Right.
Your number is in the range of 30%. This for those 30% who take the next step and sign up in MyCache Freebies. then you want to start saying to them, first of all, you say to them, I noticed you signed up in my cash freebies. I want you to know I'm here to help you, and you give them, you know, your number and so forth. Then if they haven't signed up in a day or so, then you're going to maybe presume that they did an offer and they didn't get the credit for it. So you can say to them something like, you know, I'm glad you signed up in my cash freebies, and you can look forward to making a lot of money with that. If you completed some offers and you didn't get the credit for it, then let me know, because I'll help you get that credit. And then, you know, as you get on later in the week or in the series, then you're maybe not going to continue to assume that they didn't get a credit. You're going to maybe start convincing them of the value of going on and completing those credits, letting them know maybe your story of how much money you've made, or however you want to do the emails. These are emails that are specifically for folks who signed up in My Cash Freebies, not those who just signed up in Instant Payday Network.
Hey, Glenn, let me ask you a question. Like, how many people do you think that you have that actually, like, once you get to email 4 and email 5, will actually go back and do the offers rather than start out right away on there? Because from what I know, from my experience, I think someone will, if they're really interested in doing the program, they'll do their offers within, I would say, maybe a 48 to 72 hour period. Am I correct on there?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
I think that's true of most of them, but this would be the question. How many people do you need to add that didn't do it before in order to make it worth the effort to do it? I do have people sending me replies on, say they're at email number 3 or number 4. All the time I have people hitting that reply button and asking me questions, and then if I talk to them or end up calling them on the phone, they say, well, you know, I got your email, and so I thought of this again, decided I'd go ahead and do it, or something like that. So I do find that it gets response. I can't give you a percentage.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that everybody understands that, just so that we're not confusing anyone. The auto-response emails in your Instant Payday back office that you get for free, that's about 7 emails that are sent over a course of a couple of weeks. That's what happens automatically in Instant Payday. What Glenn is showing you here is something additional. When he sees that somebody not only signs up or opts into their Instant Payday capture page, and then they go and they sign up for Cash Freebies, he gets an email that says that they signed up for Cash Freebies. He then kicks in the second little system of 5 emails. So what he's telling you is in addition to what we actually do in Instant Payday. It sounds like it works for him, and if you are going to do that, that would be a good thing. But know that the system that you presently have is an excellent system that people have made a lot of money off of. But if you do want to get more specific, like Glenn is showing you, that's fine, but you don't have to do that. So, but we're trying to show you tonight how to double your income in Cash Freebies, and this is one method that you could use. There's other methods as well. In an example, you know, just it's very wise, and it's something I always teach everybody. It's just a fundamental of doing an online business that, you know, you should be sending two emails to your team 5 to 6 days a week. So that's just another method. Just getting something like Aweber and sending out a broadcast in the morning and in the evening, and just giving them training and staying in touch with them, you know, building a relationship. That's doing what Glenn's showing you, but it's just a different method. And so
it's not as targeted.
Yeah, that's right. It's not as targeted, but you still are building a culture, having a culture for your team, and, you know, having a system in place, having a community. It's very important to establish that and to foster that. So that's all we're saying, big picture.
Yeah, let's be frank with it. If you do what everybody else does, then you'll get some results. But if you want to take it up a step higher, those of you who are part of iPass, you probably know there was a webinar last night that was a 2-hour webinar. The entire thing was on how to improve your conversion rates. Well, you can just send people to a system and let the system take care of the people. That's what a system does. But if you really want to get the maximum out of the system, then you have to refine it and maximize it and do what you can. So
Right.
this should be in addition to, I mean, anybody who's serious about internet marketing, those 7 initial emails are just a start. They give you the time to get a get response autoresponder set up, or Aweber, or whatever you want to use. They give you time to get other systems going, but you should be, like Joe is saying, emailing your people regularly. This is, I mean, those follow-ups are just that. They're a short period of follow-ups, and then any other emails you have to send them. So you need to have the follow-up set up, and it would be good to customize them in a full-fledged autoresponder. You need to have the regular contact with them every day, and then when you send those who have shown an interest in MyCash Freebies and already started, if you'll send them some targeted emails that encourages them to go ahead and act. Probably something I just started the other day is the most effective. I used to have, in my initial email, I used to make recommendations. The problem is that MyCash Freebies changes too often, and so you have to watch them carefully. So I started having a customized email here that I can easily change that makes recommendations. And I will tell you what my current recommendations are, but yours might be different. Now I do need to acknowledge that there are people on here that are using a funnel besides Instant Payday Network. The people that are using the total funnel system from my team are also invited to this network, and they also, Total Funnel System also uses MyCash Freebies, and they also use Empower Network. So they're using the same systems in order to make money. The main difference is that there's another site called Fast Track that is the entry track with Total Funnel System. And so I need to mention that because that's where the recommendations come. If you're on Total Funnel System, then what I suggest, this suggestion costs you $10, but it lets people know that they're more valuable to you than the $10. So first of all, I recommend that instead of even doing Fast Track, that they go to Express MyCash Freebies. The best and the fastest way to qualify on Express is to get you a domain name with GoDaddy. So you get a domain name at less than half price. I think it's probably about a third. You also get a full credit, and then you have a domain name to help you with your business. And your sponsor will show you exactly how to point that domain name to your Instant Payday Network or Total Funnel System link, so that you can use that instead of use a link that doesn't mean very much to people.
You know,
So
actually, customer service from your domain carrier will teach you how to do that. We'll show you how to do that.
Well, if you called me Chuck, what I would say to you is go to YouTube and put in how to forward a domain name using GoDaddy.
Actually, how to forward a mask, you don't want to put in there. How to forward a mask.
Right, you tell them to mask, yes.
And for those of you that didn't understand what Joe just said, he said forward and mask.
M-A-S-K.
Both, okay?
Right. So now you've spent right at $7 is what your cost has been. Now you can do free offers, but I'm telling you the quick and dirty way. Then you go to Double MyCash Freebies. On Double MyCash Freebies, there are 2 offers that will give you real high credits. Neither one of them are free. One of them is LifeLock, and the other one is well,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, LifeLock will give you a 0.8 credit, and this other one right next to it, it's actually right next to it, will give you a 0.9. It'll cost you, one of them's $9 and one's $9.95. Then all you need to do is find any other offer that you like, free or whatever else you want to do, that gives you at least 0.2 credits, and there's literally dozens of them to do that. So then in 2 offers and $10, you can finish Double MyCash Freebies. Then to qualify on Fast Track, all you need to do is put in a support ticket that says, I qualified on Express and Double. Please give me what they call a free green on Fast Track, and you're done. You've got all of the sites covered. So you'll have to keep these recommendations up to date. So you need to watch the system and see when the system changes it. But if you'll make recommendations to people, then that gives them something to do step by step, and they're a whole lot more likely to go in there and do it than if they're looking at 82 offers and saying, oh no, what in the world am I going to do? There's just too much here. So I will conclude with that and see if I can take screen share off here. Chuck,
Okay, I'm gonna piggyback.
I'm
just gonna piggyback on what Glenn said. Well, the recommendations that Glenn just made are really good, and being more targeted and specific. Big picture, what we're basically talking about here is that this is relative to you being successful online. We all start with a good, solid system, which we have in Instant Payday and Empower Network and iPass too. These are really solid, effective, proven systems. But the people who really rise to the top, and by the way, this is not just in online, this is offline and anything in life, those are the people who learn how to bring their own personal touch to what they're doing. And that's essentially what Glenn was just telling you. And all of us have our own personality. You're all out there right now. You are who you are. And really, you being successful is about you bringing out your gifts in what you do, that personal thing about you that makes you different than everyone else. And so however you can make a system more unique and tailor it to people's needs, the more successful you are going to be in the long run. And that's basically what we're saying, big picture. So, and that's a really important lesson because, I personally, when I first started out, I didn't even think about any of that. I just did it because I just did things the way that I did them. But I found out in the long run that they were kind of unique. And I have a business degree, a business background. And I think what I initially developed was a business-like system. I created a system with my team that was very business-like, but that was who I was. And someone else out there might be more artistic, and they might develop a system that's more artistic, and that might be a great selling point with them. But whoever you are, take your gifts and use them to the utmost. So that's all.
I don't want to say one thing also.
I just wanted to interrupt. Let me just interrupt for a quick second. I just put up a quick poll asking people if they mind if we go 15 minutes over our normal time because we're at 10 o'clock. So if you would all please answer that question. I'd like to ask if we could go 15 minutes longer because we've got some really good stuff here. I hope you guys will all answer yes to that. Actually, I didn't put up the answer. But
and one thing else, one other thing I just wanted to say. This is just a note in terms of my sponsor. He was from England. He was making, when I first started, he was making $5,000 to $6,000 a month in Instant Payday. And at that time, people in England, for them to start this business, their offers were very limited relative to what we have here in America. And my sponsor told me he had to spend like $150 just to start Instant Payday to finish his offers. But it brought forth $5,000 to $6,000 a month on a consistent basis. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that some people might say, well, things are it's getting more difficult to start an Instant Payday, and really, if you listen to those people, you're being affected in a negative way, in a very I hate to say the word, but quite an ignorant way, because what you have here is a free system that literally has it's allowed thousands of people to make good money. My first month I made over $2,000 just doing this free Instant Payday business. I spent about $80 in advertising. So go ahead,
yeah. I want to tell you guys to also make sure that you treat this, like Joe says, treat it like a business, because you're gonna have your ups and downs, and you're gonna go through some tough periods, even with Instant Payday. And you're going to get to that point, I don't know, maybe 30, 60 days down the road. And you have to give a call to your sponsor and say, you know what, am I doing the right thing? Am I marketing correctly? And it may be that you just need to tweak the way you market or the way you do things a little bit, and then all of a sudden you just will see it, and the money will start coming in, and it'll be crazy. And the thing is, all of us, even on this panel, before we were all searching for something that we can do to make money online, and if we try and you hit one little snag and you're like, well, obviously it doesn't work, let's move on to something else. Don't, guys.
Yeah.
Found something that has a proven track record for the past 2 or 3 years. If you hit a snag, figure it out, move past it, and keep going on there. I guarantee you the ones that persevere are the ones that are going to make the most money, because they know how to recognize what the problems are, address it, move on with it, and go past it.
Amen.
So.
That's the same thing with anything in life. I think most of you know that already. And the other thing that I also want to add to that is that, if you look at any of us who are successful online, if you see some of our videos, you'll see that all of us are so imperfect. I memean, none of us are doing. I mean, actually, Chuck does probably the most professional thing, but a lot of us just do. We're just ourselves. And I want to say that. You being yourself is the thing that other people buy into. You just being real. You don't have to be perfect. I mean, a lot of times when we're talking in the videos, we're waffling, we're saying stuff that, but we're not perfect, but we get going being imperfect, and we find a way in that imperfection, just people see that you're real and that they can trust you, and that's the main thing. Just be yourself and just get going. Don't care. Don't care, if you don't got it just right. Just come as you are and be who you are, and just take step after step after step and keep persevering, like Abster just said. It really is the key.
That is so important, Jeff. Joe, I wanted to thank you for the compliment. I think it's a compliment about doing a professional job on what Joe's referring to is my YouTube presentations. And the only reason that I do my YouTube presentations the way I do them is because that's my style. I did that kind of stuff for 30 years when I was in financial planning. That was my forte, was doing PowerPoint presentations. So that's really all I knew how to do. So that's the reason they are the way they are. I never ad-libbed anything. Everything was incredibly rehearsed. And the fact of the matter is that if you look at every single one of my presentations, there are basically 3 or 4 paragraphs that are changed, and they're the ones that I mention the name of the product. And that's the only thing that's changed. Excuse me for a minute. And because of that, because that's the way I am, those are the kind of people that I attract. People who've been with us for a while have heard me say this a lot. You don't need. There are over 600,000 people a day coming online, 75% of which are looking for ways to make money online and or from home. 600,000.
Actually, it's 680,000.
I'm sorry?
Actually, it's 680,000, but go ahead.
That's fine. 680,000.
One every 6 seconds.
One every 6 seconds, 75% of which are trying to figure out how to make money online. We don't need, each one of us doesn't need to snag 680,000 people. We don't need to cast that wide net. We just need to get the people that identify with us. Because one thing I learned in business and in business school, and I learned this very early on, no matter what you're selling, whether it's Instant Payday, whether it's Empower Network, or whether it's Kumquats, people are not buying the product, they're buying you, okay? So we don't need to cast as wide a net as possible, but you don't need to get everybody. There's enough out there. There are enough people coming on out there for everybody. You just want the people that will identify with you and will buy you. And believe me, you'll make a fantastic living doing that. And I'm living proof of that.
You have to be consistent.
But you have to be consistent. You do have to work. And if anybody tells you that, iPass is the closest thing I've ever seen to a point-and-click system. But it's really only point-and-click if you're at the black level, if you're all in, excuse me, because you can buy your traffic. But the fact of the matter is, if anybody tells you that they've got a point-and-click system that you won't have to work at, that you'll make money, just like that, I'm sorry to have to put it this way, but they're just flat out lying to you. This is like any other business. You have to work and you have to be consistent, and that's what's important. So basically, in a nutshell, what we've covered up to this point is let the autoresponder do its job. But the fact of the matter is that you want to establish a relationship. And that's what Glenn was talking about before. One of the first investments I made in my business was to purchase a commercial autoresponder. That was the first thing I, quote-unquote, replaced. I bought an AWeber autoresponder so that I could customize and extend, make more of emails, follow up and broadcast emails. And the very first email that I send out, even before Jeff's very first email that he gives us, is an email entitled, it says in the subject line, "Read me first. Tips on how to complete your offers." And basically all it is an email introducing myself, congratulating people for making such a wise decision as to join Instant Payday, and reminding them that they need to do 1 credit worth of offers, 1 credit, not 1 offer, worth of offers under Express and double my cash freebies. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going wrong with my voice here. But it reminds them that they need to do 1 credit worth of offers. How to do that 1 credit, I include a video that's almost identical to Jeff Buchanan's 36-minute video that you come to on the 4 steps page. I tell people if they get confused with Jeff's video to stop it, listen to mine, follow through with what I say in my video, stop, pause it as you're doing things, and also I make it very clear that they need to at all times click on my link. Never, ever, ever follow any other link than mine. Always make sure that you're being referred by 42873, which is my my Cash Freebies referral number, and 42879, which is my Double My Cash Freebies referral number, and I'm perfectly honest with them. I tell them, because that's the only way I can guarantee you'll have a good experience with Instant Payday, you'll get the attention you deserve, and frankly, it's how I keep my lights on and feed my family. If you don't go through, and I say this in all honesty, I'm not embarrassed by it. If you don't click on my link, I don't get paid. So I can't pay my bills. I've invested a lot of work in helping you get this far, and frankly, for what you get with this system, I firmly believe that I'm worth the commission that I'm going to get paid for. So I include that email. That's the very first thing they get. It tells them to whitelist my email address so that they're sure to get all of my communications. And I also include 2 income-proof videos that show how much money I've made and when, and also that video that they can follow along with in order to complete the offers.
But keep in mind, when we all started, we didn't have income-proof videos showing how much money we made.
No, we didn't, and we didn't have an email like that either.
Right.
We had an email that said, "Congratulations, you've made a great decision. Now do your offers." All of this stuff came, from us taking the bull by the horns and wanting to improve our business and make it easier for people to complete offers and get into this business, so that they weren't just left with, with a bad taste in their mouth. Yeah, this is just another scam, just another bunch of promises that won't be fulfilled. I'll never hear from my sponsor again, because it simply isn't true. We all take great pride in the way we treat our teams and the level of service that we provide.
Hey, Chuck, it's 10:12. We need to close it up. So.
Okay, yeah. Really, in closing, what we're talking about, in order to double or increase your income at all, take care of your team. Send an email. Send it manually if you have to at the beginning. Introduce yourself. Let people know that you're for real and that you're there to help them in any way they can. Unfortunately, I can't see the results of the poll, but I did ask permission that and your patience that we do go 15 minutes longer, because this is real important stuff, especially in the beginning. So, with that having been said, Norman, was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think you guys covered it. I think I do the same thing. I mean, I send out emails too when people sign up for Express and Double, and the reason why is that you kind of want to weed out the people that are just kind of checking out the system and want to do a tire kick, per se. And so the ones that are really serious about wanting to do this or want to make money are the ones that will actually contact you back. Either when you send back that email, when you send the email to them, they'll either call you or they'll email you. And those are the ones that you want to work with, because those are people that are serious, and then those are people that you can follow up with them and say, I see you done your offers on Express. Now move on to Double. Keep going. You're on the right track. And you just want to lead them in the right path on there. And then once you see them going in the right path, and then you just take care of them after that, and that's good. So that's how I do it.
And Norman reminded me of something else I wanted to say. When they're done with their Express My Cash freebies, and they've done their My Cash freebies, I send out an email to them that says, "It's Chuck, your Instant Payday Network sponsor. Don't forget your Double My Cash freebies." There is a program for sale. All of my email, everything, is funneled to my Gmail account, okay, to my private Gmail account. There's a program for sale out there, and write this down if you want. It's called Boomerang for Gmail, and what it does is it allows you to have an email returned to you automatically at any given point that you set it. It also allows you to send emails automatically from your Gmail account at a future date, and you set that future date. I use Boomerang instead of Glenn's database, simply because I've had Boomerang for years. I used it when I was in my financial advising business. But it's $4.95 a month, which again $4.95 a month, which I do not think is an extraordinary amount of money to spend. And what that does is reminds me of people who have only done Express My Cash freebies. Then when that email is boomerang to me after 3 or 4 days, I do a search either in my Gmail account or on the Double My Cash Freebies account. Also, the minute I send out that don't forget your Double My Cash Freebies, don't forget to do your Double My Cash Freebies, I put in a support ticket to make sure that person has enrolled under me in Double My Cash Freebies. First thing I do is as soon as I get that email that says they've completed their Express My Cash Freebies, I wait 2 hours and then I do a search on Double, and most of the time they've signed up under me. And what that means is that nobody else can get to them. They won't come back and just go into expressmycashfreebies.com that belongs to guess who, Mr. Jeff Buchanan, because they come back to it 2 days later and they can't remember your domain name. So they just type in Express My Cash Freebies. If they've signed up under you, then you're fine. If they don't, if they haven't signed up under me after 2 hours, I put in a support ticket asking if they've signed up somewhere else, and generally, if they have signed up under someone else, you can get them moved in under you before the other person cashes them out. At that point, I then set I sent that notice to boomerang to me in 3 or 4 days so that it comes back, and then I send one more reminder that says, did you get my email from 3 or 4 days ago reminding you to do your Double My Cash Freebies? Because if you don't, you've actually left almost 2/3 of your income on the table. And it also reminds me to keep track of these people, and I've made a lot of money because I've simply kept track of the people that have only completed Express My Cash Freebies.
All right, Chuck, we're 10:18, dude. So
there we go. Okay.
So overall theme, guys, just remember, market every day and take care of your team. All right.
Yeah. If you want, if you want to treat it as if you want to make a hobby living and treat it as a hobby, then just market and don't take care of your team. If you want a career, then market and take care of your team.
If you want to make great money, market and take care of your team. Absolutely.
And my concluding words are: this really works. I've reviewed almost 600 programs now. Very few of them will actually ever make you money. This one will make you money. You're in the right place. You're here at the right time. All you have to do is take some action.
And don't forget, we're not only doing this for the $50 plus bonuses we get from Express My Cash Freebies and Double My Cash Freebies, but we're also doing this in the hopes that people will join the fabulous Empower Network and really be serious about making money. Okay? So always keep in mind that this isn't just about instant payday. This is also, we've also got that gem in the background, the best business online that I know of, serious affiliate business, and that's Empower Network. And that's available to you as well. So with that having been said, I'd like to thank everybody for being here once again. I hope this has been of some value to you. We all hope it's been of some value to you. I'm going to go try to figure out what's wrong with my voice. Glenn, thanks for being here. Joe, thanks for showing up, buddy. I know you had other things, more, very important things that you needed to get done, but I appreciate your joining us tonight. Norm, always a pleasure, my friend, to see you. And everyone, we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you for hanging in there with us. And again, I hope this has been of some value to you. Thanks and good night.
God bless.
Yeah.
All right.